I don't know about you guys, but I played the first Death Stranding game and absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to dive into the second one. However, as far as I know, no PC or Xbox release is planned at the moment. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach just dropped on PlayStation 5 exclusively. And man, the reviews are absolutely pouring in with what Metacritic is calling universal acclaim, a whopping 90 Metascore, 96% positive reviews, no negatives at all. If you needed proof that Hideo Kojima is still out there just being Kojima, creating these incredibly unique, almost baffling experiences, this is it. Critics are hailing it for its sheer creativity and daring, confirming that he's still the titan of the industry that we've all come to know and expect these wild philosophical journeys from. It really makes you think about how few creators truly push boundaries like this in blockbuster gaming. Now, from a gameplay perspective, it sounds like they really took player feedback from the first game to heart, which is something you love to see from a developer. It's described as being much more varied, engaging, and even more chaotic at times, and crucially, far more accessible and fun to play, with more entertainment between the quieter walking simulator phases. For anyone who found the original a bit too slow or niche, this sounds like a massive step forward, making the experience more palatable without completely abandoning its core identity. That's a delicate balance, right? Expanding the universe while making it more inviting, ensuring it still feels like a Kojima game, but maybe with fewer moments where you're just, well, walking a lot. However, there's that one mixed review from IGN France that really struck me. It suggests that in trying to be more accessible, the game might have leveled out the difficulty, rendering the journey anodyne, watering down what made the original game a tough, unforgettable experience. And that's a fair point, isn't it? Sometimes the very struggle, the friction, is what makes a game truly memorable and impactful. If the challenge is softened too much, does it lose some of that unique, almost meditative grind that defined the first Death Stranding? Beyond that, while the narrative is still described as strange, thoughtful, and beautifully crafted, some critics are hinting that it might not replicate the narrative strength, character charm, and emotional impact of the first surprising chapter, and that the story structure itself might struggle to sustain consistent pacing over the dozens of hours needed to complete it. So, while technically and artistically stunning because the graphics are universally praised, absolutely gorgeous, the question remains if the story hits as hard this time around or if the expanded gameplay comes at the cost of narrative tightness. Ultimately, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach still appears to be an unmistakable Hideo Kojima creation. Strange, philosophical, visually spectacular, and definitely not for everyone. It's a game that takes bold steps, building upon its predecessor by offering a more varied and, for many, a more accessible experience, yet it grapples with the inherent tension between broadening its appeal and retaining the unique, sometimes demanding qualities that made the original such a divisive but unforgettable title. So, as with all things Kojima, it seems like it's a triumph of artistic vision and technical prowess, but with nuances that will divide players on whether the refinements truly enhance or subtly dilute the magic of the first journey, bringing us back to that signature balance of brilliance and bewildering ambition. I guess for now, though, you'll have to pick up a PlayStation 5 to play it, and I suspect many will.